Today, I'm visiting Geylang in Singapore. Just east of the city, this charming township features colourful, traditional homes, hawker food, a sense of community, and strangely a reputation for after-dark activities. Join me today as we go out exploring. So they told me not to go there, and they called me crazy for even suggesting it. They said, "You came all the way from Australia, why don't you go to Marina Bay Sands? Or why don't you go across to the promenade or the boat quay or the riverside walk and hang out there?" Well, I replied, why would I go somewhere which has a lot of what we already have back home in Australia? I've come to see something different. So today, I've caught the bus from Little India and I'm on my way to Geylang. So Geylang has a bit of a colourful history. It's a bit of a red light district, but I'm going there during the day. But even though I'm going there during the day, a few people have already warned me and said, be careful of these streets. They could be a little bit dodgy. Apparently there's specific numbering on the houses, which indicates which houses are for the women of the night. Or maybe by the day. We're going to find out, aren't we? So I'm on the bus, I'm heading there now. Are we going to get into mischief? No. Are we going to get into trouble? I don't know. We'll have to go and see what lies before us in Geylang. If you jump on Google and do a few searches, you'll know what I'm talking about. Onwards and upwards. So my introduction to Geylang have not been as dramatic as my friends have told me. I haven't been greeted by the red lights or by the red light district or the women of the day or the night. Instead, I've been greeted by these beautiful Peranakan houses which belong to the ancestors of the people that live here, who are a mix of Chinese and Malay mostly. So the Peranakan Chinese did come from China back in the day, and then they were known later to have interracial marriages, and apparently they're referred to as the Chinese who are not so Chinese. Must have mixed blood. But the history aside, these houses are very colourful. Standing at the front of these ones right here, and there are signs everywhere saying, "Shh, please be quiet," as they are residential areas. But I just want to take a minute to kind of show you guys how beautiful these places are. These houses are immaculate, obviously restored, repainted, and there's not too many of them left in Singapore. They can only be found in pockets, and it's a popular spot. We've even got people here taking wedding photos. Lovely ladies in the bridal party right in front of me. So, tourist hotspot. When you come out to this part of the world, come and see this place. And for the name of the road, I'll add it down below. Very nice, but hot. I must admit, this is not what I was expecting. Everything I read on the internet was saying that this place was seedy, sleazy, run down. Don't go there, it's dangerous. Total opposite. Don't believe what you read on the internet. Instead, I've found myself to be in a place that is quite the opposite. Looks very upscale. You can tell it's been gentrified. The architecture, the old Peranakan architecture, is stunning. There's a whole bunch of restaurants, hotels, boutique stores. Yes, there's a bit of yesterday here as well. There's the odd mum and pop business selling things like, you know, tyres and this and that, spare parts. But all in all, very good. And there's a sizable Vietnamese community here as well, because I've seen a number of Vietnamese restaurants. And I kind of knew they were Vietnamese because there was pot plants at the front. And I always recall going to Vietnamese restaurants and there's always greenery at the front. And I was right. But that aside, a lot of expats here as well. A lot of people working here.
Yeah, it just makes it hard to breathe.
Little husky there. little doggy. So I'm quite impressed with this area. No woman of the night, no dodgy activities, although I have Googled and I know where those places are. So we'll go past and see if we see anything sleazy or seedy. But this street here, Joo Chiat Road, is very good. It's definitely one of those places where you can come and hang out, have something to eat and spend a few hours here. A lot of young people as well, which is always good to see. I'm glad I came out here. For all those people that say don't go to Geylang, let's set them straight. I'm taking a much needed break from the sun out there, and I'm in here at the Wisma Geylang Serai Centre. It's a bit of a community centre, but there's also markets in here. And not far from me, about 100 metres away, there's people playing ping pong, and there's a series of other communal activities that people can do in here as well. And there's these great benches where you can sit down and just stay away from the harsh sun out there because it's pretty hot. But I just want to say that Geylang has really changed my opinion on what I said about this place being potentially a little bit not so on the friendly or family friendly spectrum. This place is really cool. Like, you really get a sense of what community is like in Singapore when you come out to Geylang. You know, people here are living here. You can see people doing everyday things, shopping, hanging out with friends, or, you know, going for a walk or whatever it is. This is pretty cool, this area, and it's definitely not the way they make it out to be online. It's actually a pretty cool space. And I can see how people can find this place attractive, because I did read that the rents out here are a little bit cheaper. Look, it's not too close to the city, you know, in Singapore terms. It's probably a good 20-minute bus ride away. I did catch the bus here. But I think it's okay. It's not as loud here, and, you know, it's a bit more comfortable. And things are a little bit more cheaper here. Not too much cheaper, but yeah, a tad cheaper. So I can see how this could resonate with some people, particularly if you're renting or, I don't know, want to open a small business or something. Geylang's nice. And that business district and the restaurant district that I was at before, I can tell that's really going to grow. But the reason why I wanted to talk about Geylang and, you know, what a nice place it is because I have got something in the back of my mind that I've been meaning to talk to everybody about, and that's the 5 C's of Singapore. The 5 C's are some criteria that deems whether you are successful in Singapore, and that's cash, car, credit card, condominium, and country club membership. Basically, if you've got all of those 5 C's, you're a potential partner to someone, or a potential husband or wife, or you're deemed to be successful. But I've read on some sources that they say that, you know, that's just it's a myth. It's just a bit of a running joke that goes along with Singaporeans, and instead Singaporeans actually have a different mantra which has moved or doesn't really coincide with the 5 C's, and it's more about, you know, sustainability, culturally appropriate, and more conscious about their environment, happier, friendlier to each other, and more caring and considerate. So the 5 C's they're probably extinct. I think they're long gone, although they may exist for some people. But I think it's just a bit of a running joke, and I don't really believe the people of Singapore will judge others based on the 5 C's. But it's good to see that out here in Geylang, the 5 C's don't really apply. It's a different approach here. People smile, people are happy, people are doing everyday things and enjoying life without probably the luxuries, because when you do come out here, you can tell that it's no central Singapore. Things are a little bit different. There's less skyscrapers, you know, there's less fancy cars. And what I should add as well is that this building is actually built in the design of a Malay village. From the outside, the building looks very Malay in architecture. Nice space, both sides are open, cool breeze running through, big fans up the top. I might stay here for a little bit longer. And then I want to move on and see what else there is in Geylang. Does it really live up to its name of what the internet says? I can't vouch for that so far, but we haven't ended our time here yet. We'll keep moving. Our next stop is one of the local hawker centres. I'm drawn to a group of workers wearing all white and handling interesting equipment to create a local delicacy. Rightio. So I've just walked down the road and I came across this food centre, hawker centre, and just behind me here I've managed to get some sweets. Putu piring, that's how you pronounce it. And it seems to be a fluffy type of marshmallow-like mixed with coconut, maybe a bit of flour, sugar, and it's meant to be a sweet. Very sugary, very tasty. $2.50 for a pack of 3. And I'm not sure what's in the middle, but it's definitely sugary and a bit pasty. Could be like a bean. They give you about 4 or 5 pieces. It's a bit dry, but when you get to that pasty bit in the middle, that's where that sugary sweetness and juicy stuff lives. Whereas the rest of the, I don't know what you call it, you wouldn't call it a biscuit, marshmallow type. It definitely feels like a marshmallow, but more fragile. It's worth a try. I've never had it before, so it's always good to try everything once. So I'm walking towards the area where people say could be the area or the district where some of the seedy stuff happens. I've noticed more massage places, more signage. This area is a little more local than where I was previously as well, so it becomes more local as I head up towards the district. Okay, we've hit the district, starting to get accosted for massages, which is interesting. I always play the same trick. Sorry, I'm married. And then they back off. But I must admit, this must be the district here where the women of the night come out. I think the one that spoke to me was probably Vietnamese. I'm sure we'll come across a few other interesting scenarios, although it started early. It's not even 3:30 in the afternoon and the women of the night are out and about. Alrighty, we are walking through the back streets where some of these places exist. So it looks like any other normal street with vending machines, as there is in Asia. Hotels. There's a lot of guys hanging around. A lot of local guys. They must be the P Daddies. So I don't want to put the cameras in front of people's faces. I can see how it can get confrontational, but this is it. This is the district. And although there's been a lot of change in Geylang over the years, it still exists, although it looks as though the industry has been pushed aside and now just kind of exists in the back streets, and it's fairly discreet. Only noticeable with red numbers. To the average person, if you're walking down this street on any given day or time during normal hours, you wouldn't suspect a thing. And then hit the freeway. Oh my god, an F-35 plane just flew over. Look at that. I'm sure that's an F-35 fighter jet that just flew over my head. So maybe if you're into fighter jets, Geylang is the place to be as well. Quite interesting. I'm just looking across the road and you think they'd have the ladies out the front, not the men, to make it a little bit more inviting. Just a bunch of guys sitting out the front. doing not much, just smoking. Not very inviting. Maybe they need a new marketing plan. Yeah. The places look really seedy. I don't know. Not really a cool place to hang out. I'll head back now. I think I've done my bit. I've explored the back streets of Geylang. Well, what are my thoughts on Geylang? Is it seedy? Not really. Not any more seedy than any other city or town in the West. I didn't see anything bad about this place. Yeah, there's the odd pocket which is a little bit dodgy, but who cares? Nothing we haven't seen before. Certain countries have this all out in the open all the time, but I actually think Geylang's okay. Good place to visit. Local vibes. Very Chinese in certain areas, yet very Malay in others. So, good blend of people here, good blend of cultures, heaps of food everywhere. Food centres, restaurants, you name it, it's all here. In a nutshell, Geylang, make that part of your itinerary when you come to Singapore, because in my opinion, this is the real Singapore. These areas or these pockets of Singapore are the real Singapore, because when you go and stay in like Arab Street, or you go to Bugis, or you go and stay at Marina Bay Sands, that's tourism. This is Singapore. This is where the people are. Come out here and get a taste of it and add it to your itinerary. Over and out. Our Geylang visit is over, and thank you for watching till the end. Stick with me for more adventures, and as always, a big adios from your friend, the Husmeister.